Now, I don't happen to be a senior. I'm much younger than you. I'm a much younger man than you. Look at you old guys. Wouldn't you like to be my age? It's young, vital, vibrant. No, I'm much, much younger than the people in this room, but I feel I can relate to you anyway. See, now the fake news will go tonight and they'll say, he's claiming to be younger than the people.
How can someone stand in front of a retirement community and openly suggest they don't care about the health care of seniors? It was described as one of the most awkward visits imaginable. While discussing Medicare and Medicaid, Trump appeared to casually dismiss the concerns of elderly care residents. Yet Jimmy Kimmel highlighted a much larger pattern. Midnight social media outbursts, questionable cognitive claims, and behavior that suggests...
Let's examine one night in Donald Trump's Truth Social feed. Actually, not even one night. Let's look at 1 hour. These are all real posts from our president in the 11 o'clock hour on Friday night. At 11:03, he put up this image of him and members of his cabinet taking a dip in the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool. I don't know who the woman in the bikini is or how the AI was able to shave 80 pounds off his gut, but everyone looks great. A minute later, at 11:04, he posted this even more unbelievable picture of Melania smiling. Just, I don't know the last time we saw that. At 11:13, he posted a thinly veiled but definitely racist note about House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, followed 2 minutes later with a warning to Iran that said, I have all the cards, and holding a bunch of Uno cards, which is a game you win by having no cards.
Leader increasingly losing focus. It begins with how the president is choosing to spend his time during an ongoing military conflict. While troops remain deployed, he has been posting...
Everyone right. And these are tough questions. These are tough questions, you know. They say, take a number, any number. Okay, I'll take 99. Multiply times 9, okay? Divide it by 3, good. Add 4,293, that's good. Divide by 2. Subtract 93. Divide by 9. What is your answer?
Manipulated images of himself and issuing bizarre threats toward foreign nations using UNO cards. When he finally addressed the public.
His question is, you have a lion, a bear, an alligator, and what's another good? A squirrel, okay? Which is the squirrel? One doctor said, it's the first time I've ever seen anyone get all questions right.
His remarks quickly shifted into an extended and confusing discussion about cognitive testing. On stage, he even appeared to invent an entirely...
Anybody running for president or vice president should be forced to take a cognitive examination. I mean, you get a guy, he gets in, he's got a good line of crap, he gets in, and all of a sudden you're stuck with a man who's a moron.
I've heard of it happening twice.
Fictional math problem to demonstrate his intelligence. Kimmel, however, pointed out how the real cognitive test questions are far simpler than he suggests.
They're saying there's no way she's beating that guy. So she gets up and and she's ready. Now she's just got to do that function. She's almost home. 1/8 of a pound more on each. 1/8, just a tiny little bit. Come on, darling. The mother's screaming like crazy. Darling, I love you, darling.
He has even implied he deserves praise and recognition for basic identification tasks, like spotting a squirrel. Ironically, he often frames others...
When I do the thing on weightlifting, she says it's so unpresidential. And she hates when I dance, too, at the end, too. She hates when I dance to what's sometimes referred to as the gay national anthem, you know.
As being the problem. The same man who jokes about squirrels.
Seeking congressional approval to extend it.
Because it's never been sought before. There's been many, many times, and nobody's ever gotten it before. They consider it totally unconstitutional. But we're always in touch with Congress. But nobody's ever sought it before. Nobody's ever asked for it before. It's never been used before. Why should we be different?
And by never, he means 11 times Congress has approved war. 11 times. It must be so freeing to be able to lie with No fact-checking whatsoever. Just
has suggested mandatory cognitive testing for his political opponents. Meanwhile, he also revived an exaggerated physical training routine, performing staged weightlifting gestures.
I do want to play a clip, though, from Jimmy Kimmel, who joked about Giuliani rising from the grave just days before the former New York City mayor was rushed to the hospital. Is this supposed to be comedy?
Well, it's not. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but it's not funny.
He's not funny. Can I just say that? He's just really not funny. It's abhorrent what he's doing under the gauze of comedy.
In public. He has also been seen mimicking women's sports movements on stage to enthusiastic reactions. However, reports suggest even close family members are.
In fact, I'm under the gauze of comedy right now. I see it. The gauze gives me psychic abilities. This is how I work. Every day in the morning, I wake up, I make coffee, and then I look into the future to see which events have yet to occur.
Uncomfortable with the way these moments are portrayed publicly. Beyond the theatrics, critics argue that some of his claims about the war situation are misleading and potentially dangerous. He has been accused of
times like these when I am thankful that the man in charge of our health and human services is doing experiments on the dingers of dead rodents he finds on the side of the road. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. had an incident at Dulles Airport yesterday. He captured a bird with his bare hands just in time for a keto-friendly mid-flight snack.
Misrepresenting constitutional details in a way critics say was used to justify extending an already struggling conflict. Meanwhile, the situation reached an unusual point when cable networks attempted to link Jimmy Kimmel to Rudy Giuliani falling ill. One conservative media outlet even suggested in a surreal claim that a late-night comedian might be using psychic influence to harm Rudy Giuliani. Kimmel responded by leaning into the absurdity of the accusation. He even joked about using the power of comedy as a form of fictional spellcasting aimed at political figures. At the same time, attention shifted to Trump's inner circle, where a nominee tied to public health was reportedly involved in a disturbing incident of their own. Overall, critics point to a pattern. Trump dismissing senior healthcare concerns, making disputed claims about constitutional authority, and posting strange AI-generated content involving foreign threats and absurd props. He calls for cognitive testing while boasting about trivial achievements, all while members of his administration face scrutiny for erratic behavior. Kimmel used this to argue that a political environment built on spectacle has overtaken reality, turning governance into nonstop chaos. In the end, as he suggests, it sometimes takes a comedian to show that the emperor isn't just flawed. He's completely out of sync with reality.